Frank Ranks, week number 39. We're going to be talking about 6 books today. Marvel, DC, Independent. Who's going to be on top? Find out right now. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you so much for spending time with me as we rant about movies, comic books, and television shows, as well as the occasional board game. I am your host, Frank Zanca, an award-winning screenwriter, novelist, and comic book writer, as well as a filmmaker. And yeah, we're going to talk about these 6 books from all across the board here, from Marvel to DC to Independence. It's going to be lots of fun. And we're going to start out with... Who's on the bottom? Who's on the bottom? And that would be DC. And I was told also that I need to shorten things up to get this to about 15 minutes. So let's see how we do. See if I can rein myself in from talking about these books too much. But here we go with number 6, DC on the bottom of the barrel. And that is Titans. I believe this is number 28 by John Layman. I have not been a big fan of this series so far. It's been okay, but nothing to write home about. And then this connects to DCKO, where I guess there's dark side energy in the center of the earth, and it's going to be corrupting everything. So they need to get all these people off the planet. And the Titans are the ones to do it. All 7 of them are going to evacuate billions of people off of the planet. To where? They never even tell us. He never even tells us where they're all going. So this, of course, is a comic, so we have to suspend disbelief to a certain extent. But this is literally insulting my intelligence. And again, this is not made for kids. Kids aren't buying $5 books. So this is made for adults, right? And fans. And this is insulting any human's intelligence. So, A, where are they putting them all? How are they getting them off the planet? Do they have literally billions of boom tubes all across the Earth? And they are what? Where are they going? Are they just going to hundreds of thousands of different planets that all happen to have atmospheres that are oxygen based? Where are they putting them? I don't understand that. And then they're trying to do it all in a day or something to that effect. Just people evacuating their homes and getting on the road to go to a rendezvous point. The amount of traffic that would take them a week sitting in traffic just to get to the rendezvous point and park. This is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Whoever came up with the idea that we had to evacuate the planet makes no sense. It should have been, it was impossible to evacuate the planet. Therefore, the stakes for this whole story are now higher, right? This is stupid. This should not exist. John Layman, you fail. If this was an editor's idea, the editor failed. This is complete garbage. Stay away from this. And if this is what's pretensing all the stuff from DCKO, we are in serious trouble. Because we have, then again, the last event with Absolute Power, I thought that was bullshit too, and I hated that too. So I really hope they get their heads out of their ass, and I hope they do something decent with this. But if this is the start of it, I'm at this point, I'm not getting anything connected to DCKO. I'll get the main DCKO titles, but nothing attached to it, because if this is the kind of quality we're looking at, we are in deep trouble. All right, and that's why it's at the bottom of the list. All right, moving on to number 5. And this is an independent. This is an actual sequel. And this is Kill All Immortals 2. You can see the little 2 there. So the last one had, I think it was 6 issues. And it was about the Norse mythology gods who were given favor by this witch. I don't know what she was. But anyway, she was a tree. They gave her a tree, or she gave them a tree. And the tree is what granted them immortality, but it wasn't connected to, I mean, there was no, like, it wasn't in a secure location or it wasn't guarded, nothing. So she decides to cut the tree down to become mortal, I think to protect her family and have her family not be dicks anymore. I don't really understand she just didn't want to be immortal anymore. I think she was tired of it. So she kind of dragged the rest of her family down with her. I think her name is Freya or whatever. So of course there's Thor and stuff like that. And the father is Eric the Red, which makes no sense because Eric the Red wasn't a god. But anyway, I think he just liked the name. So now this is the sequel to that, where now they are mortal and they are being hunted by other immortals under Genghis Khan. So Genghis Khan here is immortal, which I guess kind of fits with Eric the Red because Genghis Khan wasn't immortal either. And he wasn't a god either. But meanwhile, Thor and stuff was. So he's kind of melding gods with non-gods. But anyway, so Genghis Khan and his group are hunting them down to make sure that they don't return to immortality, which I don't know how that would happen. Or if they just had a feud. I can't really tell what the storyline is yet about why he wants them dead. But anyway, he does, and this is the storyline of that. So there's plenty of blood and violence and, Viking thing. But anyway, these guys are in trouble because immortals they can't kill them, right? They can only, set them back to be healed for a certain amount of time. All right, so overall, though, I liked it. So this is everything from this point on I like. It's just like the last one I did not. But everything else from this point on I like. It's just now the level of enjoyment that we're talking about. Okay, so moving on to number 4. And that is Flash Gordon, number 12. This is written by my buddy Jeremy Adams, who I did have on the channel a few months ago. And at first I was not a fan of this because I really dislike the look of Ming and Aura. I didn't like it at all. I mean, he looks like an alien. I mean, no, he is an alien, but he actually looked like this big, long face. He's green. Not that Ming hasn't been drawn green before, but I like the Fu Manchu kind of facial hair and stuff like that. I did then when I saw what he was doing with Zarkov and he didn't feel like he was really contributing enough and he put himself into a robot body. I thought that was really cool, and that's what you kind of see here. He's not in the robot body in the book itself though, and I liked everything they did with Dale. So I started collecting it from that point on, and then I went back and I got the original 6 issues collected, and they got it signed and the whole bit. So anyway, this is now them going back and forth through the mirror, like a mirror universe. So Flash is in the dark mirror universe, and Dark Flash is in the regular world. And I think he should have told it like half the book and then half the book. But right now he's going like every page. He's going back and forth between the two worlds. And it's really jarring. I don't like it. I like the story. I just don't like how it's told at this point. He could have even done it. This is the light one on this issue. This is the dark one on this issue. So that we're not jarred. Like even in the Star Trek, when they did it with Star Trek, they only told it from one point of view, and then we saw it after, right? It didn't go back and forth, because it would have been too much. And that's how this is told right now. In fact, I think I missed 11, so I'm going back to get 11. But overall, I like it. I like the art. And the Ming in the mirror universe, I like his look better than in the regular universe. He has the beard and stuff like that. He looks far better. So just a note on that one. All right. So now we're going on to number 3. See, I'm going fast. I'm going faster. Before we keep going, remember to give me a like, give me a subscribe if you can, ring that bell, ding ding, give me a thumbs up. It definitely helps me with the algorithm. And also, if you'd like to subscribe, I would like to get my numbers up, and you'll definitely see my movie reviews and things like that. I just did Black Phone 2. I'm going to be doing, Eeny Meeny's going up today, stuff like that, and I'm doing the Traitor and Treason one as well. Also, if you'd like to read anything that I've written, I am an award-winning writer, as I said originally. You'll see my 4-novel quadrilogy sci-fi epic adventure called Destiny Aurora on Amazon. Just type my name in. There's a link in the description below. It was made into a board game, an RPG, a graphic novel. If you like Star Wars, Star Trek, Guardians of the Galaxy, there's little parts of everything in there. But anyway, check that out. It's also on Audible. You can also check out my fantasy novel. So if you like Lord of the Rings, House of the Dragon, Game of Thrones, all that, it's got a magic system. We got dragons, we got griffins, a whole bunch of stuff. So if you like all the fantasy stuff, definitely check that out. It's called Tales of Ravenor, the Iron Witch. And then my new comic, Fairy Tales of Terror. We have a Psycho Cinderella. We got a murdering Captain Hook, and boy, he's nasty too. Being chased around New York City by Tiger Lily from Neverland. I'm about to write the scene in issue 2 where those two are going up against one another. It's going to be cool. But anyway, we're fully funded on Kickstarter, and now we are doing late pledge. So if you'd like to jump in there, just go to fairytalesofterror.com. There's also a link in the description below as well. I will be retiring certain covers, so definitely jump in on that now. And if you're interested in filmmaking, I'm doing a master class the weekend, basically Halloween weekend, the 1st and the 2nd, but it will be in the morning/afternoon. So if you have parties, you can still make it. But if you'd like to go it's going to be on Zoom. It's not expensive. It's a 2-day class, a few hours per day. And it's on Eventbrite, so you can go to the link description below as well there. It's called Movie Magic. All right, so moving back on to number 3. And this is an actual Marvel book. Wow, Marvel made it all the way up to number 3. That's unusual in my thing. And this is The Punisher Red Band Edition number 2. This is by Benjamin Percy, I believe. And I don't really particularly like the artwork here because everything is kind of overdone. I mean, his chest is like, and shoulders are like out to here. He's almost like Bane type of thing. And the look of Kingpin is like crazy. But anyway, here we have almost like a Jason Bourne situation where he doesn't remember his past, which is fine because what Aaron did in the last one I hated. So I'm very good with them just eliminating that completely. But anyway, he's being controlled by Kingpin. Kingpin's kind of setting him out to go after his people that have a shipment coming in and stuff like that. Which he'd do anyway, I would believe, because he's getting weapons off the street and stuff like that. We have almost like a Indiana Jones on the truck situation where he's now on the truck. But anyway, he fires at a guy that is pulling a gun on him from the truck to aim out the window, and the shot takes out his whole hand, so you see like the bones and stuff like that. Anyway, it's pretty cool, and it's good to see the Punisher being the Punisher again. This old woman kind of sewed him up, and she's like, "He's a bad man." She called the cops on him after he left. He wanted guns, so he raided. I guess her husband was a hunter, and he raided the gun shop down there. So anyway, I really like that. I like that Frank Castle is back because the last thing really bad. And Popose can write because he writes, Space Ghost that I really like, but it was bad. All right, going on to number 2, another independent book at number 2, and what's it gonna be? It's in Dynamite by Bill Willingham, which I actually know personally because we did the Green Hornet anthology that he wrote a story for that I helped market. But this is Fire and Ice by Dynamite. This is like an annual book now. It hasn't come out for like a year. I don't know what's going on. But Frazetta's daughter actually went on X and said, "No, the book has not been canceled, but the new issue is now out." And I actually wrote in there, yeah, I thought they were ever going to cancel it because how can they keep going at an annual pace? And she's like, "No, there's 2 more issues yet to go." Well, I guess we'll see those in 26, 27. So by 28, you'll get a collected of the 6 issues. I don't understand what's taking so long. The artwork is phenomenal inside. I really liked what happened here. Of course, I had to remember what happened like a year ago. It may have not been a year, but it was at least 6-7 months, without exaggeration. So we have some really cool stuff that goes on here. Tigra's mother is with, I don't remember the warrior boy's name. But anyway, he's protecting her, and they're fighting together, and they just get lambasted, and she gets killed in it. And she says, take care of Tigra, and he's like, I will. He's like, and then she dies, and he's like, what's a Tigra? Good stuff. Meanwhile, I think it's the Frost Queen, who's a witch. Her favorite son, was killed, and she resurrects him, and he says, I want you to get revenge. She's like, Mother, why don't you bring me back? And he's like all in flames and stuff like that, almost like a Ghost Rider in armor situation. He's like, I want you to kill the person who killed you. He's like, all right. And he grabs his brother. She's like, what are you doing? He's like, well, he's the one who killed me. Good stuff. Anyway, it's worth the wait, but damn, 6 months, man. Give me a break. If not more. I hope the next 2 issues come out kind of... okay, quarterly. Let's do quarterly. That's as bad. That's worse than some people that do Kickstarters. All right, number 1. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? You can't see the back. Is it an independent, or is it Marvel, or is it DC? What is it? Well, anybody who watches my show knows that Marvel and DC barely ever show up unless it's like Batman or Superman. But anyway, this is an independent, because no Batman and Superman came out this week. And that is G.I. Joe! Not the Real American Hero one. This is the one by Joshua Williamson. We had a different artist in here that I actually liked a little better. I don't like the coloring on the regular artist. And this is by a new, it's a new character. I not made up for this. I think it's a character that just hasn't been used for a while, called Shooter. But we find out that, Lady J and Flint, and I forgot the other guy, Beachhead, I think, are going to rescue Shooter, who is in a prison, and she's getting her ass kicked by this other chick, this big bulky chick. But anyway, they go to rescue her, and she's like, what are you doing here? They're like, we're here to rescue you. She's like, no, I got this, man. I got this. I can't. It's like, so they start leaving, and she's like, no, I got to complete my mission. And I guess they have her sniper rifle with them. And she's like, that's an impossible, Lady J said, it's an impossible shot. She goes, for you. And she fires through the window, and the chick that was beating her up right in the head. And she goes, mission accomplished. And then we see some stuff with her about Cobra Commander, and it's a setup with the Dreadnoks. I guess they're going to war possibly with Cobra, I think. I'm not sure. I guess we'll find out. That's why some of the guys said it was like a bridge issue and whatever else. I thought it was great. I really liked this issue a lot. I didn't really see it as a bridge issue. I thought it was an introduction to a character, but it's still a self-contained story. All right, well, that's it for me. I did not make my 15 minutes. I am 4 minutes over. Damn it. I'll try to get it tighter, I swear. Anyway, remember to give me a like, give me a thumbs up if you can. If you can't subscribe, please do. Ring that bell, ding, ding. And share this video out there so everybody knows what's coming out in comic world that may hit their screen in the future. Also, if you'd like to check out my stuff on Amazon, and definitely jump into Fairy Tales of Terror, go to fairytalesofterror.com or the link in the description below before I close everything up. And if you'd like to join us for my filmmaking seminar, if you're interested in that, I'm doing a short or writing a script or whatever else, I'll be covering everything. And it's not that expensive. So just go to the link description below. It's Eventbrite. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. And you guys have an awesome week. And I'll see you on the next one. All right. Bye-bye.